Hi, everyone, and welcome. I hope you all are excited for today, and I hope that you're hungry because today we are going to be making our chicken tikka masala. We are going to start by marinating our chicken, and you should be marinating your chicken for at least 3 hours. I typically tend to do it overnight because I really like for those flavors to sit and to marinate and to really just mesh together. To start your marinade, cut about an inch or two of ginger and go ahead and peel it. This can be a little bit difficult depending on what piece of ginger you're working with, what size you're working with, so just be careful not to cut yourself. When you're finished peeling your ginger, go ahead and grate it up really finely. And sometimes ginger is really hard to grate, so if you find that you're having difficulty like I did, just go ahead and mince it up with a regular knife and just make sure that it's in very, very small, fine pieces. Next, we are going to peel and grate 2 cloves of garlic. And one trick that I learned from Ray is to crush your garlic before you peel it. That way it comes out of the casing a lot easier. You might find that after crushing your garlic, it breaks apart pretty easily while you're trying to grate it. So just do what we did with the ginger. Whatever you're unable to grate with the actual grater, just put to the side and mince up really finely and add it to your mixture at the end. Next, we are going to add 1 1/4 cup whole fat yogurt. Make sure that you have whole fat yogurt because the fat in it is what's really going to make sure that your seasoning and your marinade sticks together and that all of those flavors blend together very well. Now it's time to add our seasoning. Start by adding 3 to 4 tablespoons of Himalayan pink salt or kosher salt. Add up to 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. It really just depends on how spicy you want it. Next, add up to 2 tablespoons garam masala. Again, it's your preference on how strong you want the flavor to be, but try to add at least 1 tablespoon for flavor. Season with at least 1.5 tablespoons fresh black pepper. Add 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. Now that you're done seasoning your marinade, make sure you mix it really well so that all of the seasoning dissolves and get everything from the edges of the bowl. It does count. Next, it is time to coat our chicken in the marinade. Please make sure you wash and dry your chicken. I know a lot of people don't do that, but something about not washing chicken just doesn't sound smart to me. So wash it, pat it dry, and then coat it well in the marinade. It's time to start our tikka sauce. And I used to struggle with making tikka sauce, but I feel like I finally got it down to a T where now it's a little bit easier for me to get done. And I finally have the flavors that I've been looking to get out of it for a very long time. So let's begin by peeling and grating 4 cloves of garlic. Just as for our marinade, we are going to grate 1 tablespoon of ginger. To add a little more spice, chop up 2 serranos. For those of you that don't really like spicy, feel free to skip this step or to just use a half a serrano or just 1 serrano. I did find that at the end of this recipe it wasn't spicy enough for me, so feel free to add more serranos if you do like a spicier dish. Now that we've added a little bit of spice to our sauce mix, dice 1 large onion. What is cooking without seasoning? Add 2 tablespoons pink Himalayan salt or kosher salt. Throw in at least 1.5 tablespoons fresh black pepper. Add half a teaspoon turmeric. If you want to add a little bit more spice, add 1 to 2 tablespoons cayenne pepper. Add 2.5 tablespoons garam masala. Finally, add 1 teaspoon paprika and mix well. To get the sauce cooking, melt 4 tablespoons butter over medium heat. Add all of your seasoned veggies and cook for about 10 minutes. It should smell really fragrant and you should start to see the vegetables caramelize. Next, add your whole peeled tomatoes and make sure that as you mix them, you break them up a little bit. Add 2 whole cloves. Finally, add 2 cardamom pods. And you're going to want to let this simmer for about 30 minutes or until most of the liquid disappears. While the sauce is simmering, go ahead and get started on your rice. Melt 2 tablespoons butter over medium heat. Slice a medium-sized onion and add it to your pot. Add 2 cardamom pods. Throw in 2 whole cloves and make sure that you cook until the onions are translucent. Prepare as much rice as you'd like. Today I'm going to use 2 1/4 cup water. When the water comes to a boil, add 1 cup basmati rice. Reduce the heat to low, cover, and simmer for 45 minutes. Yay! Our sauce is cooking and our rice is cooking. So now it's time to go ahead and finish up our chicken. Heat 2 tablespoons vegetable oil on medium-high heat and add your chicken to the pan. Cook your chicken for 3 to 4 minutes on each side or until you get a nice brown crust. When each piece is nice and brown on both sides, remove from the pan and let sit so that way it cools off. Your chicken will not be cooked all the way, which is perfectly fine. We're going to cook it some more when we add it to the sauce. Now that our chicken is resting, let's check on our sauce. So you can see that most of my liquid has evaporated, and what I'm going to do is put this in a blender, and we're going to puree it until it's nice and smooth. While the puree is still hot, add 1/4 cup heavy cream and blend. When you are finished blending, add the mixture to a clean pan and bring to a simmer on medium heat. Make sure you cube up your chicken during this time into bite-sized pieces. Add your cubed chicken to your simmering sauce and let cook for about 15 minutes. And voila! Top with fresh cilantro and you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. As always, please don't forget to subscribe.